So I get sent a list of questions on a regular basis from business people on how they can improve their sales results. And in this series for the start of the year, I'm going to do a couple of short, sharp videos that are key to getting sales success and getting where you and your business, where you want it to be, resolved. My name is James White, UK's leading prospect conversion expert. Let's have a look at these short, sharp videos that give you insights into getting better sales results. My prospect tells me the price is too high. What should I do? The reality is, if the prospect says your price is too high, I'm telling you now, you haven't qualified them and understood them enough in the sales process. 70% of objections happen because we haven't qualified our prospects effectively. So my first point to you is this: you need to go back and reaffirm the understanding of the deal of what was going on in the first place. If you've got to know them and understood their pain points when this happens, you'll be able to refer back to the conversations when they've told you how difficult it is for them. Go back over those old points. And if you haven't done it, it's why you're getting the objection. That's point number one. So the second point is this: listen and try and understand where the prospect's coming from. Actually ask them, okay, thanks for telling me that, Alex. Tell me a bit more about why you feel that way. We've got to be able to understand before we seek to be understood. And the reality is, with prospects, if they feel that, let's listen to them. Let's hear what they have to say. Let's try and understand why they feel it's not worth that price. Because the reality is, it's generally never price. It's just that they don't feel it's worth that amount of money, or they haven't seen enough value from you to make them think they should sign on the dotted line. So ask them the question, get to find out what's driving them to even say that in the first place, and listen to the responses and watch also their body language that they give off. That can be a great sign to tell you if it's something they really, really can't afford, or actually if it's something that they just feel they're not seeing enough value at that present moment in time. Point number 3 is this: when you have found out a bit more about where their price is, ask them to be specific. Ask great questions such as, can I ask how much were you expecting my service to cost? Or how far apart are we from a pricing perspective? Get to know the prospect's needs and get to understand how far away you are apart from something, or what they actually thought. Most of the time it's around a trust issue, and we've got to continue to make them trust us and believe in us to solve their problem or help them get where they want to be. But ask them to be specific, look for the details and try and see what that difference is, and once we know that, we can then absorb it and know what to do next. Point number 4 is this: clarify what success looks like for them. This goes back to point number 1, where we've really understood the prospect and what they're looking to achieve. But ask them the question, what would success look like for you? Or what would make you feel that the solution that I have in place here is worth investing X amount for? Clarify what that is. What does success look like? What would failure look like? What would be the worst decision they could make if they invested £1,000 or £2,000 less and then had a whole host of problems? How would that make them feel? The key thing is this: if your prospect knows what success looks like, has a clear set of requirements on what it means to them, they should be able to look at the impact of not doing it properly or the impact of doing it properly. And if you've given them enough evidence with case studies and examples of how you've been successful in the past, that should hopefully help them see you're worth paying that little bit extra for, or that your price isn't too high compared to the value they'll gain. And point number 5 is this: when a prospect feels this way and you're hopefully close to agreeing a deal, look for a solution. That solution doesn't be and shouldn't be dropping your price, but it can be that you involve the prospect in that conversation. Be able to look at how we get to a solution based upon the success criteria your prospect has. The key thing is this in sales: we don't want to necessarily just give discounts away, but it could well mean that we're able to offer them something in return for moving forward with us. Maybe in return for working with you initially, you can actually give them the opportunity to be a case study for you, which can showcase their business. Maybe there's the opportunity for you to involve them in other things you're doing, such as new product activities. The reality is this: work with the prospect to find a solution, and you're going to be in a far better position to get them saying, this is worth it, I'm going to go forward and work together. And if you don't work for that solution and you just stand your ground, the chances are you're going to end up losing a deal that you were so close to winning. So these are my 5 key tips on what to do when my prospect says the price is too high. Hopefully these tips have helped you. If you want more advice on how to win prospects over, head over to my website, www.jameswhite.business, where there's lots of resources where I provide to help you get the better sales results you want and make sure that you don't have to, when the prospect says the price is too high, worry and panic about what that means for you and your margins. I'm James White, the UK's leading prospect conversion expert. I look forward to sharing another simple answers to sales questions with you next week.